what's going on? Legionuti here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds, our daily gaming XP grind episode 39. So we've been doing quite a bit behind the scenes. So we're going to be picking up all of our charcoal that we've made, and there's actually quite a bit. And that's because we focused heavily on picking up all of our ash planks that we have been using for construction. So we're going to see this XP build up quite a bit right here. We just got to make sure that actually if we could chain link it, because as long as we keep filling up these canisters here, we will be able to collect it without losing that on the screen. So you can see there's actually quite a bit of XP that we're getting. We're already at 67,000, but that's because we made quite a bit. The only problem I'm having right now is I'm actually being hunted. So we're going to have to be really careful here because they're going to come in our base, and we usually don't let them do that as we don't want all of our stuff in here to get destroyed. But right now we're sitting at 82,000 experience gained, and it looks like that's pretty much everything that it's going to allow us to pick up, because everything else is probably too far down on the ground. But we're going to go out right now and sort of take care of these guys because they want to kill us. So we don't want them to destroy too much of our stuff on the outside, potentially walls and things like that. So once this is done, we will be going over an XP update. As like I stated, we did do quite a bit behind the scenes. We've been working on magic, wood cutting, artisan a little bit, cooking a little bit. We've got a lot of things set up inside of our crafting stations as well that we can work on. But we're waiting for these guys to sort of show up. So that might take a couple seconds. I'm not really sure if we discussed what we've done to the mannequins. So I don't know why these guys sort of scattered, but we're going to go ahead and hunt them rather than be hunted. We are going to be doing some hunting. So we also went around and knocked down a lot more rune essence too as well. So we've been setting ourselves up for this episode. And I believe, I'm pretty sure it was the last episode, we finally reached 2 million construction XP. So we're making quite a bit of progress. This is our army right here. And we actually, I think, geared up a little bit more, but obviously there's still more work to do. And I don't know why they're not coming for me right now. These guys are hunting me, but yet they're doing nothing to sort of stop me. So it's a little bit weird. Just like I stated, you've got this sort of daytime, nighttime thing that they added into the game, and it didn't initially work for me. So I think we're sort of dealing with a little bit of stuff like that right now as well, where potentially there's a little bit of problem in the game. But we just got another 5,612 artisan XP, and our potion was active, so that's good. So we didn't lose any of that. I'm sort of just picking up these cabbages right now because I'm just trying to find out where these... Oh, that's right. When you're hunted, it's 2 to 3, so it's not a warband. So I guess I don't have to worry as much as I thought I did. If it was a warband, there was going to be about like 12 guys. So anyway, I think that pretty much means we can... Oh, wow, look at that. That's ridiculous. So now it's a warband. Before it was just a regular hunt, and now we've got a whole warband coming for us, which is perfectly fine because we're more than capable of taking these guys out. So let's go ahead and give them a little bit of a taste of what they like to do to me. Thank goodness we're not in a higher level area. Otherwise, it would be a real problem because those guys are incredibly tough to kill in large groups for sure. Even sometimes when they're by themselves, it can potentially create a little bit of a challenge. So we've got a couple of them dead, and we just got to sort of... Oh, our inventory's full, it looks like, as well. So we won't be able to pick up the goblin pouches, but obviously those are going to be important as we collect things like that, because we believe that in the future that they will possess seeds for farming. So I might actually die right now, but we actually managed to get the situation under control. So that's good. We cannot hold any more weight. I really don't want to use my storage thing right now. So we are just going to run back into our base and then go over an XP update. But I forgot there's going to be more, and we don't have a lot of health right now. So we've got to sort of prioritize which ones we want to kill first so we don't die. But there's a good chance I couldn't even move. So I was talking all that game and started talking about how I was going to destroy them. But in the end of all of it, they sort of are the ones who got me. So, oh well. We are going to grab our stuff and still kill all these guys. So let's go ahead and do that. Don't want to get hit. It's ridiculous. I mean, for a new player, if you were potentially just sort of getting started in the game and all these creatures sort of just started coming at you, I feel like it would be quite a bit of a hassle to sort of take them out. But it's fine. So I could have swore there was another archer over here, but even if there is, I'm not gonna worry about it. We are gonna have to go back and pick up all those pouches, but let's not worry about that right now. So I believe our inventory should be full of charcoal. So we actually built a ridiculous amount of uh, more chests because we've got too much charcoal. So while we do our XP update, I think we can get something else started really quick. I know that that's what we've been saying we're going to do for quite some time here, but we sort of got distracted by a couple of different things. I wanted to go over to my mannequins really quick. So hopefully we can get this established and get it going. But so big things, right? Now we are level, or should I say, we've got 2 million construction XP, and now we just got to start knocking out all these different things that we want to have done by the time Range or potentially Valhalla comes to the game. So we've got quite a bit of stuff going on. We're going to go to sleep. It's going to speed up that transition of that process, and then we are going to do our XP update right now. So hopefully, if you're still here, thank you for your patience. So 268,000 attack XP, woodcutting 817,000 XP. We did work on that quite a bit. It just takes time. Construction 2,003,000 XP. Rune crafting 439,000. Magic 46,000 XP. We did work on that. And then mining 4,038,000. Artisan 3,382,000. And cooking 168,000. This is incredible right here. And I feel like 4 million XP should really be no problem. And the reason I say that is because we've got so much ash planks because we picked up all the stuff that we were using to level up our construction. So we're going to have quite a bit of ash planks that we can use to make more charcoal. The only real problem with this is ultimately it's just what are we going to do with all this charcoal? I'm not quite sure. I mean, we can use it while we're cooking with our different crafting stations, but we really don't need this insane amount that we've got. We're going to be moving kind of slow. We're going to be working on artisan a little bit. I actually want to grab an artisan potion just in case we accidentally pick up charcoal, which is going to happen. So let's go ahead and pop one of these really quick. And then we are going to go drop all these inside the kilns, get those going. And then we're going to show you a little bit more of what we've been doing in the game behind the scenes. So I mentioned that we have been shooting down some more rune essence. And looks like a lot of these might already be full. I sort of logged out of the game before they could finish. So this actually won't quite work as well as I thought. But ultimately, you can see here that we've been working extremely hard to take all those ash planks from over there while we were building and sort of turn them into charcoal. But this is going to give us quite a bit of XP. So that's obviously a good thing. I don't know. I mean, just the road ahead is actually quite long, and we're really actually excited about it. I think that we're making progress in the game. Hopefully you guys are too, and hopefully you guys are enjoying RuneScape Dragonwilds and progressing in your experience or your journey into the game. I'm not sure what kind of goals you guys have got going on, but actually, now that I'm on that topic, if you guys want to share your goals with me in the game and sort of just send me a message, I think that would be really cool, actually. I think it's really cool to communicate with your audience and the community. So if you guys have some really cool goals in the game and you want to share them with us, we would be more than happy to sort of just cheer you on in your goal. And I think that's great. So if you guys want to do that, yeah, I really welcome you to do that. So let's go ahead and put this in here. I think we've got another one of these chests completely full of ash planks ready to go. Like, I don't know which one it is. There's like a little bit scattered here and there. There it is, right there. So we still got to turn all these logs into planks. Anyway, let's go ahead and get all of our cooking stations going that we have set up. So a lot of stuff's been going on. Like I said, I've been doing a lot behind the scenes. And hopefully we don't pick up too much of this in the process, because that's going to be a waste of just like lost XP. Let's see, we got to hurry up and get out of here so that way we don't start grabbing all this stuff and lose all that extra cooking XP. So that's pretty much it. We accidentally got 2 of them. So let's go. So that's that, right? We've been working on that and the mannequins. So I was actually picking up quite a bit of swamp tar behind the scenes. I have a little bit of rune essence too. So I think we can actually make a little bit more armor for our mannequin, and this is the one we're looking at right here. So you need quite a bit of coarse thread, which we've actually been gathering quite a bit. So we should be able to make quite a bit of this armor, and then slowly finish our progression in that way, because that's obviously a really big deal to us, to sort of finish up those mannequins. So we are going to make a little bit. I think that will be a good idea. I think realistically we can probably make maybe 2 of each. I don't even think we can quite do that much. And that's the problem is, see, I actually don't really mind farming the flax. And you need quite a bit of it to do this. So we got 16 left. So that's 10, 4, and 8. So I don't quite think we have enough. So we got 8 left. We can make another hat. We got to make one more chest. I think I've got a little bit of flax lying around. There it is. And I haven't quite made it into its final resource. So I also made a bunch of construction potions with some flax, which we actually don't need. But ultimately, I don't mind having extra potions around just in the event that we would. But there was a little bit more thread, so let's go ahead and grab that, as that's going to help us make a little bit more as well. We've got some other outfits, actually, that we could put on mannequins as well that we've sort of put together. So we just got to find the rest of those suits, take out this, because that's going to be important. And let's see what else we can do. So none of this in here is going to help us. Let's see. I know we sort of were making armor and then just putting it in a chest, but I want to try to get that out so we can put that on our mannequin. I'm not even sure which one I put it in. There's the body, so we just need the legs. And I mean, who's to say? Who's to know where those are, because we're a little bit disorganized. But I think over time, that disorganization will work itself out, I hope, especially once we're not really focusing on so many different skills in a game. I think that over time, it will just work itself out, because there'll be a lot less to sort of sift through, because we're not really going to be looking for or using certain things, right? So I think that's going to change a lot. So I think the leather chaps are sort of what go with that. So we actually do have a little bit now that we can do, and I think we might have enough. Once I do this, we can grab another body and then go put that on the mannequin. Wrong crafting station. So now we got our body. And then I want to grab a cooking potion really quick and pop that. Look at all these mining potions I really don't need. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab this food. Look at that, 624 XP. So that was quite nice. Something I'm going to start doing in these daily gaming XP grind videos is definitely going to be trying to get some more vault shards. We've got to finish that end over there, because it's obviously not really easy to get that stuff. I've been having a problem with the creatures spawning in, and those guys are going to give you the best drop rates for vault shards. Obviously, inside the chests, you can get shards as well. So that's right. That's quite right. So we've got quite a bit of work to do in regards of the hard leather armor, but we already have most of the resources, I think, to make a couple. And then as far as the wizard outfits, we only need to make 3, 4 more. So we're quite close on that as well. But we're just going to have to keep gathering flax as we run out of coarse thread. So let's go ahead and grab all this. Lots of XP for cooking. And sometimes these things sort of like fly away, so you don't get all of it. But we are getting a little bit of cooking XP. So let's go ahead and drop this inside of our food storage. And I don't know why this is in this slot. It's a little bit irritating. So let's get that out of there. Let's grab some food. And then I think we're going to go to a vault, just so we can sort of experiment and see how many vault shards we can actually get. I don't even need that. I need water. So let's just put this stuff away really quick, and then grab some water really quick. I'm actually really happy that they took away the weight from the arrows, because obviously, especially since you can hold 999 of them, I think it's going to be really important to be able to have all that ammo without having to worry about a weight constraints. So we just got all that hard leather. We got 73, and we got some more coarse thread. So we're really working towards getting all that hard leather armor ready for our mannequins. So let's just go start with an easy one. We're going to do a vault. Maybe we'll try to do like a vault every single episode, but sometimes we're not as lucky, and these doors don't just open like that for us. So I guess we can mine this really quick. It's some essence, a little bit of rune crafting XP, not a ridiculous amount, but the reason we're really in here is for all the vault shards. The only problem is that I don't really like to have to go redo entire vaults, And I noticed that I actually redid one recently because it seems like the door sort of shut. And I'm not sure if that's because you can only have one open at a time. I've got no idea what's going on with that. For like the final door, it's probably just a glitch. Maybe some other people are experiencing it. As I said, you've got your day and night now, and that actually was having a little bit of trouble for me when it initially came out. So I couldn't even actually access that right away. So I think it might just be a problem. Not, entirely sure. So let's go do another one. The one that usually locks up for me is actually right in here. And I'm not quite sure why it's happening. And another problem is I'm lagging incredibly here. I don't really even have a lot built right here. There's really nothing. So I don't know why there's always a wait now when I come into here. But the final door usually won't open for me. I've noticed it a few times now. So hopefully it will open for me this time and I won't have to deal with that. But essentially, we're collecting vault shards and just resources. But I kind of wish that the dungeon itself would just completely respawn and you have to do the whole thing again. And that can be a little bit complicated if you were just trying to go in and get vault cores. But I think it sort of forces you to replay through different things in the game and it gives it a little bit more value, right? Because if you can just sort of just rush through and just go to the end, I mean, it's not. I don't know. I feel like it takes away from the value. I don't know why we're stuck in the air here. I mean, everything we've got built is about right here. So I don't know why it does this to us. It's really unfortunate. It's a time waster. But here we go. So this is the problem I'm having. There we go. So it looks like they might have actually fixed it in that recent patch. There used to be all these Vault Warrior people I had to fight. I no longer have to do that. So, I mean, you would think it's a blessing, but those guys give you resources, so it's not really a blessing. They give you vault shards. So now that I can't, I mean, I was able to kill them all the time. Every time I came in, they would respawn. Well, obviously, it took time for it to respawn, but now I can't kill them at all. So I lose access to the resources that they once gave. I mean, obviously, you've got the chests, but those don't always guarantee vault shards. So I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to make the armor that I need to. And then you get this right here when I come out. It sort of lags as well. So I don't even really like going into this one anymore. It just more sort of creates more problems than it's really worth. One of my favorite vaults is actually the one at the end located over here in this area right here. And the reason for that is because there's a bunch of rats and it gives you resources, obviously, so you can work on cooking with them. But I think for the most part, this dungeon right here is just whack. It's sort of ruined. Um, Obviously, if you guys are sort of done with most of what the game has to offer, I definitely recommend running through vaults to collect vault cores. And the reason is because I've talked about this a little bit before, but basically there's going to be incredible challenges awaiting us. And you're going to be dying a lot and you're going to want to have a lot of lodestones around so you can sort of navigate and travel through these new areas, especially for Fell Hollow. I feel like it's going to present really difficult challenges, and you're going to want to be able to teleport to places to get back to your body or potentially just experience different things without having to deal with such chaos. So I think it's going to be really important to have extra ones. And yeah, it's just sort of a tip I think would be really helpful. But I don't know. I remember when I first started playing the game, how dangerous these vaults really were. And it was actually quite crazy. You died quite a bit, and it was a little bit of a struggle. But I'm out of energy because I ran for so long. I like how when one attacks you, they all sort of come at you. Obviously, it can be a little bit challenging if you're a low level player for sure to have all that weight sort of put on you at once. And you don't really have a choice. So it just makes it more for the experience though, right? So look at that. We got a construction book. We got some coarse animal fur, and we got 6 more vault shards. So this essentially is how you're going to get more vault shards if you need more, and vault cores. But it's just a little bit time consuming to have to run through different dungeons all the time. And if you missed that jump right there, I am deeply sorry. That's unfortunate. But there's another chest here actually. And let's see, maybe there's some more vault shards in here. That would be quite nice actually. So this one you actually get 2. So it makes it even more beneficial. You get 2 chances to potentially get some. So I think that's quite beneficial. We can go ahead and kill these guys. We're already right here, but I'm about to get poisoned. So that is a problem. I think I'm going to die. I can't believe I'm going to die right now. I'm irritated, but at least it'll put me outside the dungeon and we're dead. Congratulations, we have died. So it's almost like every time I play now, I'm dead. But I don't know. It's not really anything to be too upset about. I forgot that they poison you when they hit you after a few strikes. So it's part of the game. It's not really that big of a deal. Now we got to run back over here. But look at this. We can pick up this chest that we probably wouldn't have if we didn't die. And we really didn't get anything good because we pretty much got everything almost in the game that you can get. And we don't really care to go back in there. And I think we've got another dungeon that we can hit. I think it's right here. That's not it. That's not it at all. I thought it was this one. Let's see. This is what sort of happens once you have so many of these teleporting pads. You can't find your way anymore. Right here, I should have seen on the map the blue indication. I didn't really do a good job of that. So let's go in here, and then we're going to go ahead and grab whatever might be waiting for us in here. I do miss all the Vault elemental creatures. It was quite fun to fight them, and now they just don't respawn for me anymore. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are having that problem, so it's not just isolated to me. But I don't know. I feel like they were a really cool. That fire looks like it got an upgrade. It looks pretty awesome. But yeah, so I feel like it's probably a problem that a lot of people are experiencing. They potentially don't want you to be able to kill those creatures over and over. I don't know why they wouldn't, but inventory's like really close to full. But those fire graphics definitely got better for sure. I know that there's been lots of little upgrades here and there to the game. So, I mean, ultimately, we all have a lot to be happy about with this game. And just the future is going to be awesome with this game. Even this little stuff right here, you've got to appreciate all of it, the graphics and stuff. So let's go back to our base, check on everything that's been working while we've been away. It's almost nighttime, actually, so we can go to sleep and then sort of fill up our kilns again, but also get the resources that were sort of coming out of them. So let's go ahead and drop off everything that we just got. So we got 16 more vault shards. So that's going to help us in making more of that armor that just took a while, right? Because you've got to have extra. So let's put these away as well. And then we're going to go ahead and pop an artisan potion. And it looks like all of our food's already done. I don't think there was a ridiculous amount. The only time we ever get a ridiculous amount is when we are out there killing sheep and ram, which sometimes we just don't want to run out there and go kill like 100 sheep and ram. So we're sort of taking focus and trying to utilize and use all of our different resources to get the XP that we can. But you can see right now we've got another, what's this, 24,000, 27. So quite a bit of XP, 27,000 in Artisan. So really, it's not that hard to get XP in the game, but you do have to invest a lot of time into the game to get to a point where that is the case. So we're going to go ahead and fill up these kilns again really quick, and then we're probably going to come to a close and go over another XP update just to sort of keep you up to date. We did a little bit of attack. We went over our mannequin situation. We sort of geared up some more mannequins, and then there's quite a bit going on. I think that when we initially collected all of our artisan XP at the beginning of this video, we had already ran, I think, 2 sets of planks through. So, or maybe even 3. So that was what we got, which was like, what, 75,000 artisan. So that's how I know we're easily going to be able to reach 4 million XP. But I don't know. I think it's really cool. I don't know. I don't really want to get too far into the 99 discussion because we always go there. I seem like I can't get away from it. But obviously, it's a very interesting conversation, and that's why I like to talk about it a lot. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think maybe when they introduce new creatures, if they were going to with range, maybe it should be based on what level you are in attack, right? Somehow, I don't know how they would implement that into the graphics or the actually coding of the game, but potentially, if you're already level 50, certain things sort of just start to happen at different intervals when you're leveling up. and maybe that's where like you have to be this level for this sort of thing to happen in the game, and maybe that's how they could introduce like lesser demons. Maybe it's a random spawn. I know they talked about that actually in one of their videos where it would be like basically a world boss or something like that. So maybe, but I don't know, that's not enough for me. I would want to farm it a lot, and if you just had one, that's not enough. So I think I'd actually be really disappointed. But maybe they could still add a world boss, sort of like the Abyssal Demon, but something different. So anyway, let's go ahead and go over this XP update. We didn't really do much in these. Let's see. The only one I could really say we did a little bit of attack, nothing crazy. We did a little bit of mining, but that's not a big deal. We did some magic when we got our base attacked. Artisan 3,416,000, so we definitely got more XP in that, and cooking 168,916. So we got lots of work to do, but we obviously wanted to show you where we're at and the state of our progress. We've got a lot of rune essence to shoot down, and we've got a lot of work to do to get our goals accomplished. So thanks, guys, for watching. If you made it this far, and even if you didn't, we still appreciate you guys and your support. So until next time, Legion Luda out.